Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back. Don's Hot Rod Garage. Big Don with you. So I finally made some progress today on the convertible, stripping down the firewall. I just about got it all done. There's these big long like brackets on each side of the firewall. I call them legs, you know, firewall legs or whatever, but it's real tough to get behind there. So I'll try to knock that out over the next few days and hopefully be able to spray it Onyx Black next weekend. So let's check out what I've done so far. I was out here today really going after it, but spin around and you can see the whole firewall now is everything that you see that's primed has all been stripped to bare metal, even down through here. Turned out real nice. Now you can see all the spot welds from the spot welder, and it's got some dents here and there on the firewall, but that'll be so low that the engine, you'll never see it. And it did have two holes right there that I could never figure out what they went to, so I went ahead and filled them in. And then it had a couple more there in the back that I had filled in as well. So I just got to get behind there a little bit, you know, on the back side of this bracket. And this one's a lot tougher because the gearbox is there, but I'm thinking about pulling the gearbox and the steering column out anyways, because when this is all painted black, this part of the column is still going to be gypsy red. So it's got to come out anyways to be painted. And I got to change the turn signal switch, because when I went through that column I put a 56 switch in there, and they have a gang plug, like all the wires for the turn signal switch is on one plug, and 55 is individual. So hopefully here real soon that will all be Onyx Black, because the car itself is going to be black. But man, I'm telling you, I mean, that was rough getting down there, because where I left off on my last video, I'd only really done this side, so I went through and did all that side today. Turned out really nice, and now I'm kind of having thoughts of not even putting any seam sealer back in it. Like, I looked at my other cars and they never had seam sealer across that seam, and I don't know why this one did. And even around both of these brackets, it had a lot of seam sealer around there, and none of the other cars do. So all I can do is just keep chipping away at it, you know, on my days off, when I got the ambition. But this is looking really good, and I took the old firewall pad out of it, so I got to put another one in it, because it was, if you're familiar with these, you know, they have like this little cover that goes across them, and it was all chipped up. So I took that out and swept it all out again. I just got to keep chipping away at this car, so I want to get that engine dropped in here and see if I can't get it fired up over the next month or so. So I was out there today giving it on it pretty good. That poor old thing, I haven't drove that thing all summer. None of them really. Maybe around the block once or something. But this one right here, my 56 Nomad, I went yesterday and bought a new battery for it, because it had, when I first got it, it had some top post battery in it that was just, I don't know, really didn't hold a charge long. So then I had this small little skinny battery that would actually fire it up, but I wanted to go away from top post and put it on the side post I just like the side post better. And then I got to looking at this right here, and obviously this cable has enough to get over here, but that one does not to get over that way. So I'm gonna have to buy some new battery cables for it, and this is into the wiring loom across there, so it really is not going to stretch much. So I'll probably have to tie into it, solder it together, and then heat shrink it, extend the wires a little bit. I'd like to find a set of headers for this car, because you can tell by how hot that ram horn was getting at this. In my opinion, this thing needs headers on it. I want to get the battery in it. I want to do a couple things, because the weather's getting a little bit cooler, to where, like, if I drove this car to work, I wouldn't jump in it at the end of the day, and it's 9 million degrees inside because of the sun. So for me, it's a lot more enjoyable in the fall season, and even into winter, as long as it's not snowing. And then I got to change this. This was a chrome housing, and look how all the chrome is just corroded to death. So I gotta change that. I was thinking maybe to strip this engine all down, because you see how the paint's coming off the front of the heads. I was thinking about maybe stripping some of the stuff off of it and repainting it, and maybe changing some things. They say that old intake, it's an old Torker intake, they said that ain't really a good street intake, you know. So maybe I'd love to get a L79 intake for it, but you know, when you look them up for original ones, they're like $900. There's no way that's gonna happen. And maybe put some of the Corvette valve covers on here. See, when my brother had this 56 Nomad, he put this engine in here. Like when I had it prior to that, it had a 56 265 in it. So that's a small little update of what's going on here. One thing that I did do was I got another one of these parking brake indicators, a complete NOS one. So when it comes in, I'll do a video on that, so you can see each and every little piece that it had. So anyways, there's where we're at. Thanks for stopping by.